Hey everybody, Chad here. In this video, we're going to go over something very special. It's Neville Goddard's ladder technique, and we're getting more specific into why isn't the ladder technique working for you? Why can't you get this exercise by Neville Goddard to work? And we're going to go over a few things here. One, we're going to discuss Neville Goddard's ladder technique as he described it, as he taught it. The second thing is we're going to discuss how to actually do it. And third, lastly, we're going to discuss why isn't it really working for you and how can you get it to work for you. Now, the reason why I say Neville Goddard's ladder technique or his actual technique is because I actually did a lot of research with the ladder technique. And because I really wanted, how did Neville Goddard really teach this technique? Because what I started finding was very hybrid versions of it where people put in their own way of doing it, or it was just overall confusing how to do it, how people explained how to do it. Now, when Neville Goddard was alive and he was teaching, one of the things he taught was a ladder technique. And he kind of really taught this to really prove to people who did it the right way, to really prove that imagination creates reality. Whatever we think about, whatever we imagine, we bring the fruition of it into our real life. Because during his time, and even now, during his time, he had a lot of naysayers. He had a lot of people that thought he was a joke. He had a lot of people that wanted to disprove what he was teaching. So he would give a lot of people this ladder technique. And if it worked, he would actually continue mentoring you. This is kind of a prerequisite that he would have because he had what's called like VIP meetings at the time. The only way you could actually go to a VIP meeting is if you did the ladder technique and you actually climbed a ladder sometime that week. It actually happened to you. That's the only way you could actually go to his VIP meetings. That was the first prereq that he had. So what is the ladder technique? Now keep it simple here. The premise of the ladder technique, you're going inside your imagination and you're climbing a ladder up and down the ladder. And in your real life, you end up actually climbing a ladder. That's the premise of it, but let's kind of dig a little bit deeper. You're going to do the ladder technique for 3 days, 3 consecutive days in a row. Not missing a day, not you do one day, then miss a day, do another day, then miss a day, then do another day. No, you're going to do 3 days in a row, 3 days consecutive. After 3 days, when you wake up into your 4th day, you're going to stop. You're going to let go of the ladder technique and you're just going to move on with your day, move on to your natural routine and totally forget about it and let go. Now, let's get into the ladder technique. There's 2 things you're going to want to do on how to do the ladder technique. One thing you got to do is during your day, during your conscious day, when you're awake, you write down on a piece of paper, I will not climb a ladder. And you write it down on a piece of paper and you post it all over your house, all over your room. You write it down, you tape it to in your bathroom mirror. That way when you go in and take a shower, you go in and go to the bathroom, do your business. You go in and brush your teeth, it's sitting right in the mirror and it says, I will not climb a ladder. Now, if you're a guy, you pull out, you put it in your wallet, or if you're a girl, you put it in your purse. And anything that's going to remind you, anything you do during your day, during your daily routine, that's constantly going to remind you, I will not climb a ladder. You post it all over your house. If you go to work, you have a desk job, you write on a piece of paper and you pin it up where you can see it. You pin it up by your computer where you can see it all the time. And it says, I will not climb a ladder. That's really how Neville Goddard taught it. You put it all over the place. And the whole premise during your waking time is, I will not climb the ladder. And you do this for 3 days. The important thing here to understand is you have to have an emotion with it, Just like if you go inside, you set an intention, you go inside your imagination and you live in the end, you imagine what you want is already here. You live in the end. It's the same thing with a ladder technique at this stage. I will not climb a ladder. And you get emotional about it. Maybe as a kid, you were afraid of ladders. So you're really emotional about it. You're like, no, I'm definitely not climbing that flipping ladder. I'm not climbing a ladder. Or maybe you're scared of heights and it comes easy to you. I'm not climbing a ladder because I'm scared of flipping heights. I'm not climbing a ladder. Maybe as a kid, a ladder fell on you and you're scared of ladders. And you say, I will not climb a ladder. You get emotional about it. You're excited about it, but you get emotional that you will not climb a ladder. You're not going to climb a ladder. And this is your main focus during the whole day. You have it posted all over your house, posted all over your condo, wherever you live. If you go to work, it's posted at work, and you write it down. You see it all over, and you're emotional about it. You're not going to do it. You don't want to do it. You're not going to do it. That's part one to the ladder technique. Now, part two to the ladder technique is at nighttime. Now, at nighttime, when you actually go to bed, when you do your nightly routine, when you go to bed, you do reverse now. When you go to bed, inside your imagination, you see yourself climb the ladder and climb down the ladder. But if you're new to Neville Goddard, what you really got to do inside your imagination, most of the time in our imagination, we look at ourselves third person. When you go inside your imagination, you have to do it first person. You're actually climbing the ladder. So you can feel yourself, you take your left hand inside your imagination, you can feel yourself grip that ladder. You take your right hand, you can feel yourself grip that ladder. And when you grip the ladder, what type of ladder is it? Is it wood? Is it metal? Okay, wood, sometimes if it's an old wood one, sometimes you can feel the wood. You can feel like you almost would get a splinter in your hand if you ever climbed a wood ladder. If it's metal, sometimes you can feel that it's metal. Sometimes metal, if you grip around it, has like little sharp pieces around it where you have to be careful. You can't grip it too hard or you might cut your fingers. Sometimes metal have a certain smell. If it's an old ladder, sometimes a smell will come to you. Then you start climbing it. You step on the first step. You step on the second step and you're hoisting yourself up. You're actually climbing the ladder. How tall is it? How many steps does it have? Be very specific when you climb this ladder inside your imagination. And you climb down the ladder. You do the same thing. You climb back up, you climb back down. You climb back up, you climb back down. And you keep on repeating this until you drift off to sleep. So that's your nightly routine. So I'm going to repeat it really quick. Your daytime routine is you write down, I will not climb this ladder. You post it all over the place. You see it. I will not climb a ladder. I'm not going to do it because I'm scared to death of ladders. They fell on me when I was a kid. I will not climb a ladder. That's your mind frame during the day. But at nighttime, you go inside your imagination. Maybe you go to bed 20 minutes before you actually go to bed, and you climb the ladder, climb down the ladder. You climb the ladder, climb down the ladder until you drift off to sleep. And you go to sleep in that state of climbing the ladder. Now, what I just described to you is exactly Neville Goddard's ladder technique. That's exactly how to do it. Now, a couple things here I want to point out. There's a couple things that we're doing. One, Neville Goddard is proving imagination creates reality. So he's combining a couple things here. He's combining the knot technique. Okay, he's doing the knot technique, what we're doing during the day. I will not climb a ladder. He's using the knot technique. And at night, he's using the imagination, where how powerful our imagination is, no matter if we don't want it, when we go inside our imagination and actually do it, our imagination creates reality. Our imagination outweighs what we actually really say in our conscious mind, and we get just that. Now, a second example to this is the knot technique. During the day, we're saying, I will not climb a ladder. But the knot technique, isn't it amazing? And I know this has happened to all of us. In our life, in certain points, certain areas of our life, if we really don't want to do something, isn't it funny how we end up doing it? I mean, just think here for a second. Think back for something you really never wanted to do, something you hated, you swore you're not going to do, but it ends up happening to you, or it ends up being presented to you like you don't want it, and it keeps on coming to you. This is the same thing what's happening with a knot technique. That's why you need to put emotion with it. Just like when you live in the end, when you drift off to sleep, the same when you go inside your imagination and live in the end, it's the same thing with a knot technique. So he's kind of proving two things here. One is it helps us to get unattached to what we want. if we don't really want it, if I say, I don't need it, I will not climb a ladder because I don't need to climb a ladder because I've climbed a ladder before. Why do I need to climb a ladder? I don't want to climb the ladder. Then on the reverse side of my imagination, I'm climbing the ladder. Then when it works for you, you're not searching for the ladder. You're not going outside and searching, because remember, your mind frame is, I will not climb this ladder. I am not going to climb a ladder. You're not searching for a ladder. You're not searching for the how. You will not climb the ladder. That's your mind frame. But what will happen is something kind of special, something you can't really explain. You'll just be in the right situation at the right time where somebody might ask you, hey down there, can you hand me this? Can you hand me that bucket? And you look down, you grab the bucket, and you look over, you start climbing the ladder halfway up to hand him the bucket. Then you realize to yourself, holy crap, I just climbed the ladder and I told myself I wouldn't. See, that's Neville Goddard Ladder Technique. That's how it happens. That's how our imagination makes everything happen. If we just take what we want or set an intention, that's how an intention comes to us. It just comes to us sporadically. That was the whole thing Neville Goddard was trying to explain here. And then when people would actually go back to the VIP meetings, the people who actually, they did the ladder technique, they actually climbed the ladder sometime during that week, and they went back to him. This is something he told him. He told him something amazing. He said, congratulations for the ladder technique, but you could have easily attracted $1 million. Just like you attracted that ladder, you end up climbing that ladder, even though you didn't want it, you could have just as easily attracted $1 million. And we could switch it up here. You could have just easily attracted the exact intention that you want right now. If the ladder technique worked for you, if you put your intention, what you want inside it, you could have easily got that, just like the ladder technique. Now let's kind of flip it and say, why isn't the ladder technique really working for me? And one of the reasons I think it doesn't work is the main reason is, for one, we really want it to work. You know what I mean? We're looking for it. We're looking for the ladder. We're controlling the how. Anytime we're controlling the how, anytime we feel attached to it because we want it to happen, we want to create it, we want to find that ladder and climb it, we want it to work, is we become attached, we're controlling the how, and it's not going to work. Now, either you're doing it wrong, okay, you're not doing it like I described, like during the day, you definitely don't want to climb that ladder. But maybe deep down, you're telling yourself you're trying to control the how. Where is that ladder? You know, you're not really getting in that feeling state of not wanting to climb the ladder. You have to get in that feeling state. I am not going to climb a ladder. I don't need to climb a ladder because I've climbed many ladders in my past. Why do I need to climb a ladder? I'm not going to climb a ladder. Or maybe you're scared of heights. I don't want to climb a ladder because I'm scared of heights. I fell when I was a kid. I'm scared of heights. I'm not going to climb a flipping ladder. See, the more feeling you put into it, the more it's going to work for you. Then at nighttime, you go inside your imagination because you develop a bedtime routine. You go inside your imagination and you see yourself and you feel yourself. You're actually doing it, going up the ladder, down the ladder, climbing up the ladder, down the ladder until you drift off to sleep. So that's really why it's not working for you. You're controlling the how and you're attached to it because you want it to work for you. You have to let it go. Once you let it go, miraculously, you're going to end up finding yourself having to climb a ladder. And it's just going to come out of nowhere. Hopefully this helped, my friends. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you tried the ladder technique, and let me know if it's worked for you and your opinion about it. You know, this is a community. This is a group effort. You know, we're all trying to help each other out. Like, we're all trying to, you know, get what we want. We're all trying to attract what we want. We're all trying to live a better life, live a life on our terms. Okay, and that's why this is a community. We have things that work for us and not work for us. You know, my weaknesses are your strengths, and your weaknesses might be my strengths. So we can all help each other out. Comment below. Let me know. Let me know you have questions. Let me know if this worked for you and how it worked for you. And I'll see you in the next video.